From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Monday morning. We had some very active weather over the weekend, specifically on Saturday. We had a windstorm, we had a dust storm, we had multiple fires popping up. Here are the fruits of that left over. The two large fires still burning in southeastern Benton County. We start off with the Les Blair fire, 510 acres, now 60% contained. And again, this one is burning to the south of Findlay, right by the river. And then we'll slide over to the Ayers fire. This one also burning by the river. It's 450 acres, 80% contained now. So we saw big jumps in containment over the weekend. Definitely some very good news, and hopefully fire crews are able to make additional progress today. Right now, you're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. The camera's shaking a little bit. We will have some breezes in the valley for today, but nothing in comparison to Saturday. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the mountains. Today is going to be a gorgeous day. Lots of sunshine, especially for the valleys and basin. A few more clouds in the foothills, but temperatures getting into the 60s and 70s around lunchtime, up into the 70s and 80s at the peak of daytime heating. The bottom line for the forecast, we're going to start to feel summer-like once again later this week into this weekend. Forecast going to be bone dry. Perhaps another round of stronger winds on Friday, but that also not looking as strong as what we saw this past Saturday. But I'll touch on all these points coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, wildfire crews are battling flames across the region, everywhere from Franklin County to Ephrata. We'll show you where containment levels stand currently and also how wind is playing a major role. Also, a pedestrian seriously hurt and a suspect on the run. We break down what led to a chaotic hit-and-run crash on a busy Yakima overpass. Plus, later on, a Benton City resident who didn't wait for help. We'll see how a Good Samaritan stepped in when a tree came crashing down on a county road. It's all in Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. It is Monday, June 2nd. We have a lot of news to get to this morning, so we're starting off with Fire Watch. Crews in multiple counties were busy throughout the weekend. In Benton County, crews are making progress on a large natural cover fire just south of Findlay, which is now known as the Les Blair Fire. The fire sparked Saturday near an orchard and quickly spread in windy conditions. So far, it's burned about 510 acres, with containment estimated to be at 60%. At one point, a helicopter was assigned to assist, but it was later diverted to other higher priority incidents. Thankfully, no homes have been lost, although one metal shed had some damage and some farm equipment was either damaged or destroyed. Officials also say at least 2 power poles were burned, but no outages have been reported. Crews remained on site overnight and into Sunday morning, chasing down flare-ups along the train tracks as temperatures began to climb. The crews are expected to stay on scene throughout the day, and this is just one of several fires sparked across the region in recent days, all fueled by high winds and dry conditions. Another fire, Benton County crews also responded to one near Meals and Ayers Road, and this fire was also reported on Saturday around 7:30 p.m. Officials believe it had been burning for some time before that call came in. Flames quickly spread through natural cover in the area, eventually burning about 450 acres. Crews continue to monitor the area throughout Sunday, with some flare-ups reported as temperatures warmed. No homes or structures were damaged, and a Franklin County Fire District 3 off-road car did overturn in the steep terrain while supporting suppression efforts. The firefighter inside was wearing a seatbelt and was not hurt, and at last check, the fire was 80% contained. And with such a high volume of fire reports, officials are looking for ways to curb the risk. That's why starting on June 28th and every year moving forward, the use of any type of fireworks could be banned in Benton County under certain fire risk conditions. Between June 28th and July 5th, if the energy release component for Southeast Washington reaches 17 or higher, as determined by the Department of Natural Resources, and if that threshold is hit on or after June 19th, the Benton County Fire Marshal may declare an extreme fire danger. And once that happens and it's posted on the county's website, all fireworks will be prohibited for that period. Officials are urging residents to stay alert and check the Benton County website for updates as the 4th of July approaches. Turning now to crime alerts from over the weekend. In Yakima, a 64-year-old man is recovering from serious injuries after a hit-and-run crash on Friday at the Nob Hill overpass. Police say a Chevy Silverado rear-ended a Honda Civic just before 12:35 p.m., pushing the Civic onto the sidewalk where it hit the pedestrian. The driver of the Silverado fled the scene before emergency crews arrived. The victim was taken to Multi-Care Memorial and then transferred to Seattle for more advanced care. Officers say flock cameras helped them quickly identify the truck, and just before 2 p.m. they spotted it, but when they tried to pull it over, the driver took off. The pursuit ended along the railroad tracks near East Walnut Street, where the suspect tried to run but was caught and arrested. Now, police believe the driver was impaired at the time and is now facing multiple charges. This includes DUI, vehicular assault, and felony hit and run. He'll be booked into the Yakima County Jail. And the city of Granger and the Granger Police Department have settled a lawsuit over a sex assault investigation which involved a former Granger police officer, and this settlement is for $700,000. The lawsuit was filed in May of 2024, and it involves Granger officer Glenn Trejo. Trejo has since left the department, and no charges were filed against him in the case. The woman who filed the lawsuit says the city and the police department were negligent in handling her case, also training employees and providing adequate supervision. A Yakima County judge granted the woman a 10-year sexual assault protection order against Trejo, and her attorney, Bill Pickett, says the goal of the lawsuit was to shine a light on the conduct and hold people accountable. He says his client can now move forward and start to heal. Also, 2 people are under arrest following a pair of shootings in Walla Walla over the weekend, one that left a teen injured and another that nearly hit a man on a bicycle. Police say 21-year-old Eduardo Chavez Contreras and a teenage suspect were arrested Saturday at a home on Plaza Way. Chavez Contreras faces multiple charges, including assault, unlawful possession of a firearm, and drive-by shooting. Now, due to prior convictions, he's not allowed to have a gun. Officers say he was behind 2 separate incidents Friday night, the first around 8 p.m. involving shots fired at a man riding a bicycle. This was near Chase Avenue and Myrtle Street. No one was hurt in that case, but multiple shell casings were found. And then around 10:30 p.m., a teen was shot in the leg near South Division and Hobson Street. Now, witnesses told police they heard yelling and a gunshot before someone rushed the victim to the hospital. Investigators believe the 2 groups first ran into each other earlier that evening at a business on Isaacs Avenue, but evidence later tied Chavez Contreras to both shootings. And Walla Walla Police, SWAT, and regional partners were all involved in the arrest. The investigation remains ongoing. And coming up next, 11 people are recovering in the hospital this morning after a mass stabbing in Salem, Oregon. This happened on Sunday, and coming up, we'll have all the latest details in this developing story. But first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert will have your first alert weather forecast. Keep it here. Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic.
Don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu.
We can't watch something without also watching something else.
Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Traffic jam.
Ugh, and I'm already late.
Most people who have lived through an opioid overdose have something in common. They didn't do it alone. Someone was there when they OD'd. Someone had naloxone. Someone called for help. So, if you use opioids like fentanyl, know who your someone is. Use with them when you can. Have naloxone with you. And make sure your someone is ready to help you if you need it. Just like you would for them.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a beautiful day out there, plenty of sunshine, and high temperatures are going to be normal for the second day of June. So that means 70s and 80s for lower elevations, 60s up in the mountains, and 60s up in the Cascades, 50s and 60s for the Blue Mountain Range. And then for tonight, clear skies, overnight lows going to be down into the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the Cascades, and also for the Blues. Winds could be, well, a little bit breezy throughout today, but then for tonight, getting a little bit stronger in the valleys, peak gusts between 15 to 30 miles per hour. Certainly going to be nothing in comparison to what we saw this past Saturday. Then for tomorrow, a slightly stronger round of winds, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. You see peak gusts around 40 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, but still we're thinking it's not going to be nearly as raucous or rowdy as what we saw this past Saturday. High temperatures just, slowly throughout the week, kind of stepping up their game. By the time we get to Sunday, we'll have high temperatures that'll end up in the mid-90s, and that's going to place us at about 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. And I will, of course, take you on that zone-by-zone tour of this forecast and talk about other things in regards to the forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In Oregon this morning, police are investigating after 11 people were injured in a stabbing at the Union Gospel Mission in downtown Salem Sunday. Julia Lopez was at the scene and has more information.
A mass stabbing in Salem and a big investigation. Take a look at this police presence. An investigation still very active and ongoing. Our information is still unfolding, but here's what we do know so far. Salem police say 11 people were stabbed at the Union Gospel Mission of Salem, a men's shelter, at around 7 o'clock Sunday evening. We don't know if those people are okay. 11 victims and allegedly one perpetrator. Police say they do have a male suspect in custody, but they haven't told us who that man is. They do say that the 911 calls reporting multiple stabbings began coming in at around 7:15 Sunday evening. Police did shut down Commercial Street Northeast to traffic and have surrounded the building. We'll continue learning more about the moments that led up to this violence. Nearly a dozen people stabbed in Salem Sunday evening. For now, reporting from Salem, Julia Lopez, Fox 12 Oregon.
Now, in the latest update, officials say the suspect of the grisly attack is now in custody. However, the motive is not clear at this time, but we will update you as more information comes in. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Josh Colberth will be back with how this week's weather is looking. It's all coming up in his First Alert full weather forecast, and that is right after the break.
Ever feel like something's Missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
This summer, big wins come in sevens at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Get ready for the $100,000 Lucky Summer Sevens giveaway with over $12,000 cash up for grabs every Friday and Saturday in June. The heat is on, and so is the grand prize on June 28th. 3 winners choose 7 cards with prizes, reveal 7 sevens, and instantly win $17,000 cash. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, celebrating 3 decades of fun.
Never a Bother aims to connect families, friends, and allies to make sure young people in their life know that they are there for them and can reach out at any time.
Never a bother.
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 Learn how at neverabother.org. Remember, you are never a bother.
An eagle eye tour of spectacular Boundary Dam. Come along to the North Pend Oreille River as we fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Next, LIVE Live
with Kelly and Mark,
the 2025 Scripps National Spelling Bee champion, plus Jodie Comer from 28 years later.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
This newscast sponsored by Shriners Children Spokane. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of this morning's temperatures. We start off in Kittitas County, a matching pair of 39s for Snoqualmie Pass and Cle Elum, 43 for Ellensburg, 53 degrees in Vantage. Then in the Yakima Valley, these temperatures spanning from 49 to 52, 49 in Yakima proper, 52 for Union Gap. And then for the lower Columbia Basin, we're seeing temperatures exclusively in the 40s and 50s, 48 for the Tri-Cities, 53 for Benton City. A little bit more comfortable up towards the Hanford side as we're up towards 58 degrees, and then the 40s and the 50s for the Blue Foothills, 30s and 40s for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Here's your coatcast for today for the Tri-Cities light jacket stuff for this morning. We're going to go with a t-shirt from about 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. So it's going to be another one of those days out there, as highs will end up being about, normal for this time of the year, the 2nd of June. That's about what you'd expect, with mid to upper 70s for the Kittitas Valley, the Yakima Valley, and the Blue Foothills of Walla Walla County. And then we'll be right at 80 degrees. At least in the Tri-Cities and Hermiston, but the basin right around 80 degrees in general. Just another reiteration of the winds for today after 5 p.m. Peak gusts between 15 to 30 miles per hour in the valleys, and then that slightly stronger round of winds for Tuesday at 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Peak gust around 40 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, but I also have to reiterate this. It's not going to be nearly as windy as what we saw for Saturday. High temperatures slowly but surely cranking up the heat throughout the next 7 days. So by the time we get to Thursday through Sunday, feeling summer-like, will be about 10 to 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. And unfortunately, just no rain chances to save us over the next 7 days. So the vegetation going to look very dry, especially by the time we get to this weekend. And the winds could play a factor. The dry air could play a factor. So lots to chew on as we head into this week in the fire department. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. 80s through Wednesday, then a return to the 90s for Thursday through Sunday. In Yakima, mostly sunny throughout the week, although we could have a few more clouds on Friday, otherwise warming up throughout the week. In Ellensburg, finally some calmer winds this week, although we'll have consistent breezes, and those could certainly ramp up by Friday. In Hermiston, highs in the 80s through Thursday, then it'll be some more 90s for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then for Walla Walla, mostly sunny skies throughout the week, with highs transitioning from spring-like to summer-like.
Everyone is talking about comeback kid. Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore.
Get ready to dust off your hockey sticks and head back to the green because Happy Gilmore is making a comeback. And we've got a first look at the sequel. It's coming up in your entertainment headlines.
When it comes to legal matters, you need someone you can trust. At Morphine Law Firm, we are sincerely grateful for the last 5 years of trust and support you've given our firm. Your trust and support have been a major driving force behind our mission for justice. We offer free consultations, and we may not always tell you what you want to hear, but we try to steer you in the right direction. We appreciate your continued trust and confidence in Morphine Law Firm.
At Good Shepherd, we're your primary care providers from the time your baby is born to caring for loved ones in older age. We're with your family every step of the way. With specialty services like kidney and heart care, urology, orthopedics, and cancer treatment, we provide the care you deserve close to home. And when life takes an unexpected turn, our urgent care team is here for you 7 days a week because your health can't wait. Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $4,500 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery, Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
We're at Malibu Apothecary. We design signature scents that are destination inspired. Spectrum is really the backbone of any of the business we do here. From our customers who come in, we check them in online. Having fast internet service that can fit my budget is really great. I traded a 9 to 5 for a 5 to 9. It's a lot of work, but I love it.
Fast, reliable internet, starting at $40 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep your business connected.
Spectacular Boundary Dam. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We start your entertainment headlines with some sad news out of Hollywood. Emmy Award-winning actress Valerie Mahaffey has died.
She was best known for her recurring roles on Northern Exposure, Desperate Housewives, and Young Sheldon.
A spokesperson for Mahaffey said the 71-year-old died on Friday after losing her battle with cancer.
While Mahaffey was known for her roles on television, the actress also starred on Broadway and in a number of movies, including Seabiscuit and solely over her 5-decade career.
And in more entertainment news, on Saturday, Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen made the ultimate catch by walking down the aisle and marrying actress Hailee Steinfeld.
Josh to Josh, congratulations. Well, the couple were first linked in May 2023, but didn't debut their relationship on Instagram until July 2024 and announced their engagement back in November.
So at their California wedding, Steinfeld wore a white strapless wedding gown, accessorized with a long tulle veil and opera gloves, and her hair was styled in a classic updo, and I'm definitely getting some inspiration from that. I saw the pictures online. Beautiful. Now to some more exciting entertainment news. Ariana Grande has landed her next big movie role.
That's right. The actress and singer will star in the 4th installment of the Meet the Parents franchise alongside Robert De Niro and Ben Stiller. The new film is expected in theaters in November 2026. I haven't thought about that franchise in a long time.
I haven't either. Well, on Instagram, the pop star confirmed the news and said she's very thrilled to be joining the comedy movie series. Grande was recently nominated for an Oscar for her performance in Wicked, and she was hilarious, so I'm sure she's getting all sorts of comedy, movie roles being offered to her. So
she's a
can't wait to see this.
Very talented gal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now to two fan favorites that are back, one picking up a golf club and the others headed back to the Upside Down.
That's right. Happy Gilmore 2 is officially making its debut, and the final season of Stranger Things is almost here.
Ooh, here's the first look at both in your Hollywood Minute.
Everyone is talking about a comeback kid. Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore.
Yes, after nearly 30 years, Happy Gilmore is back in the swing of things. The first full trailer for Happy Gilmore 2 just dropped and shows some new and familiar faces. This time, Happy hits the course to earn money to put his daughter through ballet school. Happy Gilmore 2 tees off on July 25th.
We failed. We need to be ready.
Are you ready for the 5th and final season of Stranger Things? Well, it won't be coming out all at once. Netflix is spreading out the release of the last 8 episodes over the holidays. The first batch streams around Thanksgiving, with more episodes arriving on Christmas Day and New Year's Eve. The action picks up in 1987, more than a year after the events of season 4.
It's just a murder. And I solved murders.
Benoit Blanc has a new murder to solve. Daniel Craig's Southern detective returns in Wake Up, Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. No word yet on the plot, but it's being teased as his most dangerous case yet. The third installment in the popular mystery franchise debuts on December 12th. In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
I did not know they were making another one. Knives Out?
Knives Out just needs to be a series. Daniel Craig
forever.
is so good. What's his name? Benoit Blanc.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's how they pronounce
so
it. Yeah.
He needs a series all to himself
Yeah,
where he
he
just
really
solves
does.
crimes.
Just keep it going. Like Scary Movie, but better.
Definitely.
All right, keep it here because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a Bend City resident who didn't wait for help. We'll see how a Good Samaritan stepped in when a tree came crashing down on a popular county road. The details coming up in your next half hour, and also the results on that 3-degree guarantee. Any hints, Josh?
It went up. That's your hint.
Boom! Looks like T-Pain is too much for y'all.
Did I hear munch?
Sounds like someone's craving his new Munchie Meal.
Wait, do you just appear whenever somebody says munch?
Why, is that weird? Get T-Pain's new Tater Melt Munchie Meal.
Munch!
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
It's the Red, White, and Blue sale at Moore Furniture, and we're celebrating with store-wide sale pricing. Plus, get your choice, free white glove delivery, or we'll pay the sales tax. It's your opportunity for huge savings on our spring lineup, featuring fresh new designs, functions, and features in every department. You'll find relaxing living rooms, bedroom sanctuaries, cozy dining rooms, and the perfect accessories all in stock, on sale, and ready for delivery. Visit your local Moore Furniture, where everyone gets more for less.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino, featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Whether you're injured on the road or on the job, the big dogs at Brumback and Autumn will get you the full compensation. Leave nothing on the table. Brumback and Autumn, Bulldog Tough.
All four Click It RV superstores have gone mad with huge discounts on a huge selection of top brand RVs, which means the lowest prices, factory incentives, and rebates.
You guys gotta beat the spring rush and get in here now.
Shop online and find the floor plan you like, then build it, price it, and click it. Or come to any of our neighborhood locations. From travel trailers to fifth wheels, toy haulers to motorhomes. Get a better RV and the lowest price guarantee. Only at your neighborhood Click It RV superstore and ClickItRV.com.
Be a winner like me and get the Click It RV.
Looking for a trusted professional to guide you through your real estate endeavors? Carrie Lundgren with River Realty is ready to guide you through the process. As a lifelong Tri-Cities resident with 35 years real estate experience, she has the knowledge, dedication, and enthusiasm to make your real estate dreams come true. Whether you are buying your first home, moving up or scaling back, or looking for an investment, she has got you covered. Call Carrie today at 509-948-0580 and start making your dreams a reality.
Spring is calling. Are you ready? At Queensgate Gardens in Richland, adventure starts in your own backyard. From lush hanging baskets to vibrant landscape flowers and garden starts, we've got everything to make your space bloom. Let's grow something amazing. Queensgate Gardens in Richland, where adventure grows.
I've decided you need more flavor in your life. Introducing my new barbecue potato chip flavored and chili crisp flavored seasoned curly fries for just $3.50. I've also decided you need more fries in your life, in case that wasn't obvious. Get so much more under $4. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, first alert weather.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, 3-degree guarantee, almost to that 1,000.
Yes. If it happens, it's going to happen this week. Yeah. So this is going to be a big week.
Let's just try not to think about it.
Yeah. Let's actually, I don't have that graphic up yet, so we'll go ahead and we'll get that pulled up. We'll get it pulled up in a second. Let's go ahead and start you off with a live look at Richland. This view coming courtesy. Hey, how about that? That's pretty appropriate.
Beautiful.
It is sponsored by the Legends Casino and Hotel, and now I'll show you the 3-degree guarantee sponsored by the Legends Casino and Hotel. So on Friday, went with a forecast high of 87. Verified at 85, so the jackpot went up to $900. So for today, I'm going with a forecast high of 80. So much cooler in Pasco Tri-Cities. So if it verifies between 77 and 83, the jackpot's going to hit $925. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page, scan the QR code that's on your screen. Okay, now we'll pivot back to, did that a little bit out of order, but now we'll go to current temperatures, 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s up in the Cascades, 30s and 40s for the Blues. All of us need some sort of jacket for this morning. And throughout the day, we're going to have plenty of sunshine. High temperature is going to be around 80 in the Tri-Cities, but temperature is getting into the mid-60s as soon as 10 this morning. And then, again, high is going to be around 80. Which will be normal for this time of the year. 2nd of June, this is normal. That means mid to upper 70s in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, mid 70s in the Bluefoot Hills of Walla Walla County, and will be right around 80 in the Tri-Cities and Hermiston. So just a gorgeous day out there. I'll underscore that by taking on that zone-by-zone tour of today's gorgeous forecast. Also, I'll show you what some of the vegetation dryness looks like. It still looks pretty tough, especially in the Cascades. So I'll have some of the metrics to back that up coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Starting off this half hour of news in Benton County, where a quick-thinking citizen is being credited with clearing a major traffic hazard in Benton City. Deputies responded to Lower River Road near Massingale Road after a tree fell across the roadway. Before county crews could get there, a concerned citizen showed up with the backhoe and removed the tree, helping keep that traffic moving. Officials say a water main break on the hill caused the tree to fall. Benton County road crews and Kiona irrigation crews are now working to repair the break and prevent further damage. The sheriff's office thanked the community for stepping up, calling the swift action much appreciated. Talking about fires now, we're learning more about a controlled burn north of Ephrata that sparked a wildfire over the weekend. The fire broke out at the 1900 block of Highway 28 West, burning about 6 acres before crews were able to get it under control. Firefighters from Ephrata and Grant County District 3 and 7 responded quickly, keeping flames from jumping the train tracks and threatening nearby wildlands. Officials say the wind-driven fire had major growth potential, especially near the airport and Highway 17, but teamwork made all the difference. One power pole was damaged and a small portion of federal land burned. Grant PUD is working on repairs, and both BLM and the U.S. Forest Service assisted. Law enforcement has contacted the person responsible for the original burn. And the Ancient Lakes Recreation Area remains closed today after a wildland fire broke out over the weekend. This one happened near Quincy. The fire sparked late Saturday night, burning through sagebrush and grass in windy conditions. And by early Sunday morning, it had grown to about 200 acres. Several campers in the area chose to evacuate as a precaution. Firefighters from multiple agencies worked overnight to contain the fire, and thanks to their efforts, forward progress was stopped. No structures were threatened, and there is no risk to the public, though officials are asking the public to stay clear of the Ancient Lakes area until it fully reopens. And it was a dangerous weekend across much of eastern Washington as extreme wind, wildfire smoke, and dust created treacherous conditions on the road. Authorities believe this is what led to a deadly chain reaction crash that shut down a stretch of State Route 395 in Franklin County. It happened just before 4:30 Saturday afternoon, about 4 miles north of Connell, and according to Washington State Patrol, extreme winds pushed dust and wildfire smoke across the highway, which severely limited visibility. That's when several cars had slowed down or pulled over, and this caused a tragic series of crashes. In total, 4 semi-trucks and 4 other cars were involved. 29-year-old Andrew Thomas of Spokane was driving a van and died at the scene. 2 others were taken to the hospital with injuries, and 3 more were treated on site. WSP says one semi rear-ended another, which set off the chain reaction crash. Both northbound lanes of SR 395 were closed for nearly 6 hours while crews cleared the scene. Now a crime alert in Yakima County, where the sheriff's office is asking for your help in identifying a woman who dumped a dog at the Cowiche Canyon trailhead on Wakili Road. So take a look at your screen. The woman was seen opening the back of her car, grabbing the dog by the collar, and then throwing it to the ground. She then closes the back of her car, gets in the driver's seat, and takes off, leaving that dog behind. The Yakima County Sheriff's Office says animal abandonment like this is a crime. Now, if you know who she is, you can turn her in to the Yakima County Sheriff's Office. We're told the dog is being taken care of and a loving home will soon be found. Now, temperatures are getting hotter, but there's now a new way to cool off in Kennewick. The city celebrated the grand opening of the new splash pad at Kenneth Serrier Memorial Pool. Now, this project was funded through a community development block grant from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. The city says parks and recreational space is about belonging, and everyone should have access to quality resources.
That's what Parks and Rec does, is we provide them with green spaces to come out, to recreate. We provide them with amenities that both allow them to have this positivity in their free time, but it also connects the community, right? I mean, when you come here to a place like this, I have a 2.5-year-old at home, and you come there and kids don't care. They come in and they play, and the amenities, they play on the playground, they get in the splash pad. There's all of a sudden this connection. And that's what community is, right? It's about making those connections.
The splash pad has an inclusive design for children of different heights and abilities, and it's currently open Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., but the hours of operation will change to include Monday through Friday after June 14th. Coming up next, a truck hauling 250 million bees tipped over, unleashing swarms into the Whatcom area. And coming up, we'll tell you exactly how this happened and how officials are fixing it this morning. Plus, Josh Colbert will be back with your first alert weather forecast. It's all right after the break.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
For over 49 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today at our brand new location on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
If you have heart failure or chronic kidney disease, Farxiga can help you keep living life, because there are places you'd like to be. Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and bacterial infection between the anus and genitals, both which may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals. Ask your doctor about Farxiga today.
Farxiga.
It's not easy being Mariano Morales' horse. He needs to ride to clients all the time. He does take care of them. He gets the insurance company to pay for medical bills, car repairs, even money for pain and suffering. Looks like it's going to be another busy day. Better get warmed up. After all, I am his best friend.
Hurt in a car wreck? Give me a call.
Big or small, we work them all.
I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Win and save with Lucky Number Tuesday at Bi-Mart. Just by matching your ending number, you can win a bag of Wontonio's tortilla chips. Plus, save with Tuesday-only pricing and buy them for $2.99. Win and save on Lucky Number Tuesday only at Bi-Mart.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Apple Valley News Now is Pasco.
Apple Valley News Now is Natchez.
Apple Valley News Now is Umatilla.
Our broadcast center may be in Kennewick, but Apple Valley News Now is everywhere.
From the Blues in the east to the Cascades in the west, one television station is everywhere you want us to be. Leading the way with local news you trust.
Breaking news.
We're Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Always on your side.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County. These highs going to be in the mid-60s up towards Snoqualmie Pass, mid-70s down towards Ellensburg, maybe touching 80 in Vantage. Mostly sunny skies, and the winds gusting out of the north and west, peaking around 25 miles per hour. The wind's going to be light in the Yakima Valley, highs in the upper 70s, mostly sunny skies. And then in the lower Columbia Basin, we'll be right around 80 degrees. Bunch of 80s for Hermiston, Umatilla, Tri-Cities, Benton City. Mostly sunny skies, light winds, but the breezes could be out of the north and northeast between 15 to 25 miles per hour for the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains. Highs in the 70s for the Blue Foothills, getting into the 50s and 60s for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Now let's talk about today's vegetation dryness. And remember, 100% would be that microclimate's driest vegetation since 2000. We're going to be at 94% today for the Cascades and the lower Yakima Basin, so very dry vegetation there. The rest of us either in that medium to elevated level of dryness. But for Tuesday, peep this, okay? Yeah, we're not going to have any rainfall, but there's going to be more moisture in the air, so these numbers are going to go down a little bit, which is good. We want these numbers to go down. They're going to go down even more for Wednesday and Thursday, but it looks like they could trend back up into this weekend as high temperatures are going to feel very summer-like by then. I'll tell you just how hot we could be by this weekend, coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now in Washington, there are an estimated 250 million bees swarming throughout the state right now. The bees were let loose when a semi-truck that was carrying the hives overturned Friday morning. Monique Ming-Lavin has all the details.
I was just pretty much completely covered in bees, and I didn't even get up right at the truck.
It is an effort to stop a swarm in Whatcom County after 70,000 pounds of honeybees were thrown onto Weidkamp Road near Linden.
The beekeepers are down there trying to collect the bees into new hives, as well as recover the hives that were damaged in the accident.
Now the area is buzzing with bees and workers looking to try and gather them all up. But in order to get it done, they had to bring in the experts. The plan, let the bees come to them.
You know, as we get through the warmer part of today and into tonight, they'll calm down a little bit more, be more likely to go back to their hives.
It's a plan that could take some time.
Still keeping the road closed for the rest of the night, and then hopefully get this reopened tomorrow morning.
While emergency management crews say there is no general health risk, they are advising anyone who's allergic to bees to avoid the area. And everyone else should keep a distance of about 200 yards because these guys are not afraid to sting.
We've had a number of the beekeepers, they've gotten stung as well as a couple of our deputies, but they're honeybees, so the sting isn't as severe as some other bees.
Experts say honeybees swarm when they're looking for a new home, and right now these experts are hoping they can keep this swarm in the home they already have.
We're very mindful of the fact that bees are an endangered portion of our population here, and we want to make sure that we're able to recover the bees in a way that is safe for them, safe for us, and that we can get as many of these bees collected back so they can get back to doing their work.
As of right now, it's unclear what caused the semi-truck to overturn. And keep it here because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we've got your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door. And Josh Colbert will be back with your full First Alert weather forecast. It's all right after the break.
Hello, I'm Alan Brecky from Alan Brecky Law Offices. For over 30 years, we've been protecting public safety in the Tri-Cities and surrounding communities. Some of our cases over the years have contributed to safer roads, safer public events, and a safer environment for our children.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can do all the things that make summer, summer. Take a Grand Highlander and go root for the home team. Send newlyweds off in a Camry. Congrats.
Thanks.
Or catch some waves with a RAV4. Still got it.
Did you know that every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care? A 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan and roadside assistance. That's the value you can expect from Toyota.
Your summer starts here. That limbo.
Toyota, let's go places.
We think three-pointers should be called triple play.
And we brought in a basketball expert to support us.
Just former college and pro star Rob Sacre. So, Rob, what do we call, one of these?
Triple play. You know, shooting triple plays wasn't exactly my specialty.
Well, outside shooters are well outside our budget.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Rob, how did you score?
All four Click It RV superstores have gone mad with huge discounts on a huge selection of top brand RVs, which means the lowest prices, factory incentives, and rebates.
You guys gotta beat the spring rush and get in here now.
Shop online and find the floor plan you like, then build it, price it, and click it. Or come to any of our neighborhood locations. From travel trailers to fifth wheels, toy haulers to motorhomes. Get a better RV and the lowest price guarantee. Only at your neighborhood Click It RV superstore and ClickItRV.com.
Be a winner like me and get the Click It RV.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $4,500 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
With Kelly and Mark.
The 2025 Scripps National Spelling Bee Champion. Plus Jody Comer from 28 years later.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Warm months bring dangerous storms, many with lightning.
With advanced forecasting technology, trust the First Alert weather team to keep you ahead of the storm and help keep your family safe.
Apple Valley News Now. First Alert weather. Always on your side.
Hello, I'm Alan Brecky from Alan Brecky Law Offices. For over 30 years, we've been protecting public safety in the Tri-Cities and surrounding communities. Some of our cases over the years have contributed to safer roads, safer public events, and a safer environment for our children.
Spectacular Boundary Dam. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a gorgeous day out there, mostly sunny skies. High temperatures that'll be normal for the second day of June. That means 70s and 80s for lower elevations, 60s up in the Cascades, 50s and 60s for the Blues. Then for tonight, clear skies. Overnight lows going to be down into the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the Cascades and for the Blues as well. Could be a little bit breezy across the map for today, but then for tonight, the wind gusts becoming a little bit stronger in the valleys, peak gusts between 15 to 30 miles per hour. This is certainly going to be nothing in comparison to what we had this past Saturday. Then we'll have another round of slightly stronger winds for Tuesday, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. And again, peak gusts around 40 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, so that's certainly windy, but just not as windy as what we saw just a few days back. High temperatures slowly but surely going to get back to values at about 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. So by Sunday, we could end up in the mid-90s in the Tri-Cities. That'll certainly make our vegetation pretty dry out there, and that'll up the risk for fire starts. And this is also not going to help. We don't have a speck of rainfall in the forecast over the next 7 days. So thankfully we have more moisture in the air over the next few days. That's going to help vegetation to sort of relax a little bit. But the air is going to start to dry out once we get into this weekend. And so then at that point, the vegetation is going to become much more stressed. We'll keep a close eye on it. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities, 80s through Wednesday, then a return to the 90s for Thursday through Sunday. In Yakima, mostly sunny throughout the week, although we could have a few more clouds on Friday, otherwise warming up throughout the week. In Ellensburg, finally some calmer winds this week, although we'll have consistent breezes. Those could certainly ramp up by Friday. In Hermiston, highs in the 80s through Thursday, then it'll be some more 90s for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Finally, for Walla Walla, mostly sunny skies throughout the week, with highs transitioning from spring-like to summer-like. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, one of college sports' biggest athletes fighting back.
I fear that I'm being stalked and I don't know what to do.
Former LSU gymnast and Sports Illustrated cover star Livy Dunn calling out the, quote, hostile behavior she says she faces from autograph seekers, saying the so-called graphers find her at airports with stacks of her photos or magazines, and if she doesn't stop to sign them, they chase her.
They will yell at me and make a scene, and the people around me are scared.
Livy, not the only female athlete to complain about this. Gabby Thomas, Coco Gauff, and Simone Biles also speaking out, calling for change.
You can have people be pushy and ask for your autograph, and that's gone on since time immemorial. Where's the line then where it becomes organized and hostile and intimidation and harassment?
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on Livy Dunn speaking out. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
For people who feel limited by the unpredictability of generalized myasthenia gravis, season to season, Ultomiris is continuous symptom control with improvement in activities of daily living and reduced muscle weakness. And Ultomiris is the only long-acting GMG treatment with the freedom of just 6 to 7 infusions per year for a predictable routine I can count on.
Ultomiris may lower your immune system's ability to fight infections, increasing your chance of serious meningococcal and other infections, which may become life-threatening or fatal. Complete or update meningococcal vaccines at least 2 weeks before you start. If treatment is urgent and you're not vaccinated, you should receive antibiotics with your vaccines. Don't start if you have a meningococcal infection. Infusion reactions may include back, belly, limb, or chest pain, muscle spasms, blood pressure changes, tiredness, shaking chills, bad taste, breathing problems, or face, tongue, or throat swelling. Ultomiris is continuous symptom control. Ask your neurologist about starting Ultomiris.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 6:51. It's time for your morning sprint. We're starting off with your national headlines. Russia and Ukraine are set to hold a second round of peace talks in Turkey today, but it's unclear if any progress will be made. Ukraine confirmed it's sending a delegation to Turkey, and Russia says it will do the same. According to Ukraine, both sides agreed to exchange demands for a ceasefire. Ukraine says it presented its plan last week, but Russia has not. In your business news, Americans are pinching pennies a little tighter. Consumer spending increased by 0.2% in April, and that's according to the latest data from the Commerce Department. And it's lower than what many analysts had expected. It's also a significant drop from the prior month. Analysts say the surge in March was likely caused by people making major purchases like new cars in advance of expected price hikes from the Trump administration's tariff policies. Meanwhile, these findings also show that inflation has cooled off, falling closer to the Federal Reserve's target goal of 2%. In your health news, environmentalists have long been against this common item that many homeowners possess, and now more and more cities are banning the use of gas-powered leaf blowers. These have been around since the 1970s, but environmentally conscious lawmakers and some residents don't want them in their neighborhoods. They cite the noise, the health risks, and the pollution. Just last year, California passed a law banning the sale of gas-powered leaf blowers, but some states like Texas and Florida are standing up for the devices. They've enacted laws protecting people's right to use gas-powered leaf blowers. Now to your top 5 local stories that you need to know this morning. Firefighters are making progress on several wildfires. The Ayers fire is now 80% contained after burning roughly 450 acres. Nearby, the Les Blair fire south of Findlay is holding at 510 acres with 60% containment. And in Ephrata, a wind-driven blaze sparked by a controlled burn was contained after burning about 6 acres. In Franklin County, 1 person was killed and 5 others hurt in a multi-car pileup involving 4 semi-trucks and 4 cars. Officials say thick smoke and blowing dust from the nearby fires made visibility nearly impossible. In Walla Walla, 2 suspects have been arrested following 2 separate shootings Friday night, one involving a teen who was shot in the leg. Police say the suspects were tracked down using witness statements and evidence that tied them to both incidents. In Benton City, a quick-thinking resident used a backhoe to clear a fallen tree from Lower River Road. Officials say a water main break triggered the collapse. No injuries were reported, and crews are working to repair the break. Now looking ahead, fireworks may be banned in Benton County this 4th of July if fire risk conditions reach dangerous levels. Officials are urging residents to check the county website for updates as the holiday approaches. All right, trending this morning, a teenager from Northern California got more than they bargained for while trying to rescue their family dogs.
The 15-year-old from Nevada County spotted their dogs in an abandoned well shaft last month. The teen jumped in to try to rescue them and then got stuck.
Oh, the Nevada County Fire Department responded and firefighters used ropes to pull everyone to safety.
The operation took about an hour. The teen was not hurt, but the dogs were suffering from dehydration.
Luckily, everyone is doing well now.
Yay.
And you know, I mean, when it's your dog, you're going to jump in there and try to save it. Like, yeah, I don't know anyone that's going to be like, okay, you know,
bye.
Yeah, you're going to do what you can. But then,
absolutely.
Knowing myself, I know I'd probably get stuck trying to save them.
I would too, and that's kind of endearing because usually when we do those stories, it's like, oh, what did this
hero that's just so, you know, saved them and all that, and it's like more relatable in a way.
Yeah. This time, like, he was down in the shaft, but for a good reason, I think. Yeah.
Oh. And Josh, how's it looking outside?
It's definitely looking a lot better as opposed to Saturday. We had, of course,
the dust.
The dust storm, the big pile up on US 395. That was certainly not good.
I was actually driving down it. It was just before that major car pileup, but it was bad. You couldn't see for long stretches.
Yeah, we have those during the transitional seasons here. It's when the topsoil gets so dry because, well, we just haven't had a lot of rain as of yet, and then the wind just does its worst to blow all that around. So that was a pretty unfortunate outcome. Also, we did have a few fires start. Thankfully, it doesn't look like any of them are going to have long-lasting impacts. Let's go ahead and take a live look right now at Pasco. This view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils. Blue skies out there for this morning. Green on the grass, although those are irrigated fields, but still, regardless, we love to see that. Right now, temperatures in the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the Cascades. Also looks like we're dealing with 30s and 40s in the Blues. A little bit later today, highs getting into the 70s, some mid to upper 70s in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. The same thing with the Blue Foothills of Walla Walla County. Will be around 80 degrees for the Tri-Cities and Hermiston. So just a lovely day out there. Highs trending warmer over the next 7 days. So by Sunday, we could be back into the mid-90s in the Tri-Cities. So we'll transition from spring-like at the beginning of the week to summer-like towards the end of the week. No rain chances on the horizon at all, and we could have another round of stronger winds on Friday, especially in the Kittitas Valley, but thankfully it doesn't look like those are going to be nearly as strong as some of the winds that we were dealing with on Saturday.
Do the 90s here feel hot to you? As
Yes.
someone from the South. Really? Okay.
Yes, because
They're not that bad.
it's such a dry heat.
Yeah,
and my
I
skin,
like it more because Texas was humid. So I think Alabama was pretty humid too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the point. When it's 95, there's no humidity. I bake a lot out in the sun.
Thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. That's applevalley.newsnow.com.
Good Morning America's up next, and we'll be back with your local news and weather tonight at 5. Have a great day.